which is really how I'm seeing it in my third eye vision. Is it's a consciousness bubble. We exist in a consciousness bubble. Okay. So your soul is dreaming right now. And not only is your soul dreaming, but your oversoul is dreaming within multiple consciousness bubbles. Okay. This is what makes us multidimensional, or when we get into the concept of the multiverse. So, before I go any further, I am on YouTube and Instagram simultaneously. So, hi, YouTube family, and hi, Instagram family. So, pick whichever platform, and this will be instantaneously uploaded to YouTube. Okay. So, the thing about the dream field that's interesting is there are certain beings who have hacked the Earth dream field, the human dream field. And essentially, what that looks like is getting you to, okay, two things. One, getting you to not remember that you exist within a dream. And then second, getting you to create a dream that feels like a nightmare. And that nightmare energy, which is fueled by fear, is the frequency that would fuel the collective dream that feels like a bad dream. So if we look at what most souls are experiencing on earth, they're experiencing the nightmare frequency, right? It's just a frequency. Um, and in experiencing that frequency, it creates the collective feeling that we all exist within this nightmare. When in reality, some people are living a beautiful dream or experiencing a beautiful dream. And one by one, as we each awaken, right? As we each awaken, um, it will stop feeling like a collective nightmare and shift into that um, heaven on earth feeling, is what I'm getting. Okay. So the big question is, how do you quantum hack your own dream? How do you shift into a parallel version of yourself where you're no longer experiencing the collective nightmare? It doesn't mean you're not aware of the collective nightmare, right? But you've awakened within the dream. You are now awake in the dream. You have control of the consciousness bubble that you experience. And you go, oh, okay, I recognize that my family or whoever or society is experiencing this nightmare. Okay, the example that's coming in right now is, let's just use the collective timeline of the American election. Okay, when most people connect to that theme within the dream, you see, in the dream field, there are different themes that collectively we energize. And so, a concept of an election, a concept of a government, a concept of an external force or power outside of ourselves still exists within our this particular consciousness dream bubble. And so if you're relating to that as a theme that's negative, that strips you of power, or that makes you worry about your future, this is huge right here. This is huge. The beings who hack the dream field know how to get you to worry about your future. When you worry about your future, you project that energy out, that you project that frequency out, but you magnetize the very aspect of the dream field that you do not want to experience. And sorry, here on Instagram, it looks like we're having a bad connection. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of energy around this conversation. Somebody doesn't want you to hack the dream field, right? Somebody doesn't want you to awaken within the dream. So relating to these different themes, I want you to think about how you've been relating to different themes in the collective dream field. And these concepts, these themes, these ideas, they're simply um thoughts. They're thoughts that enough souls have energized to the point that they've materialized. So they exist. The whole point of today's transmission is we're going to get you to, excuse me, we're going to get you to disconnect from the collective dream field, awaken within the collective dream, so you shift your individual reality and timeline. The more people that do this, what happens? We shift the vibration of the collective dream field. We shift the energy of it. Okay. So, how do we actually do that? Well, step one is I want you to accept that you are in a dream right now. Your soul is dreaming. It's sort of like, when you are in your dream at night and the scenes are shifting. It's like there's no linearity, there's no structure. You're going from this reality, from this frame to this picture to the, it's very malleable. It's like you're moving through a holographic consciousness. That's what this reality is as well. It's just that because it's more physical, dense, materialized, the vibration is slower. Literally, the subatomic matter, the atoms vibrate slower because it's all energy and it's dense. It feels slower. It feels like, you're moving with weights on your ankle. It takes more time. It takes more time for you to experience yourself getting from point A to point B. But you are dreaming. Your soul is dreaming. I want to share this story. I mean, it's not my story. It's someone else's story that I witnessed or watched on a podcast of maybe like a month ago. Um, I can't remember what podcast. Oh, it was The Shop. I don't know if you guys are familiar with The Shop. And so, what I love about The Shop is they get all these different beings or not beings, all these different people like celebrities, athletes, entertainers, etc., and bring them together. So it's like the most random people, right? Bring them together to have a conversation. I love that because I just love the vibration of different people, right? Not being in this box container. So anyways, I think Machine Gun Kelly was on this episode, and he was talking about how his father had his father passed away, but as his father was slipping away, soul leaving his body, spirit leaving his body, he was sort of like in and out of consciousness. And so as he's in and out of consciousness, he goes, "You're not real." And then Machine Gun Kelly goes, "Yes, I am, Dad. I'm right here." And then this smile or this wave of light comes over his dad's face, and he's like, "You're not real." And he goes, "Wow, what a dream. This was such a trip." And as he was explaining this story, and I was getting the vision of the spirit leaving the body and the frequency of the feeling that was coming over him. Every single one of us, and when I've personally experienced myself outside of consciousness and reemerged into source, this is exactly what it feels like. um you return to this eternal place that your soul rests in, but your soul has been dreaming these things, dreaming these ideas, these concepts. The concept of you yourself, you are an idea within the creator's mind. So when we say you are dreaming right now, your soul is dreaming, really source is dreaming you. Source is dreaming you while also allowing your soul to come to new conclusions and ideas about what you want to happen in this dream, right? This is why we always call it co-creation. So, step 1, awaken within the dream. How does this feel in your being, in your body? The expansiveness that gives you. Oh, I am the dreamer of my reality. I'm in a dream right now. I don't know if anyone here lucid dreams. And if you lucid dream, you'll recognize when you first realize you're awake in a dream, what do? You go, oh shit, I'm dreaming. This is a dream. And what happens immediately? The fear dissipates. Let that sink in. Anytime I've lucid dream, meaning something, let's just say a nightmare is going on and you're running or somebody's chasing you or something, or something's happening, right? Fear is building up. And then I don't know what sets it off, but you go, oh, wait a minute, this is just a dream. And the fear leaves your body, or leave that feeling leaves you instantaneously. So we're really going so hard on this first point because how do you know if you're awake or not within the dream? How do you know if you're consciously lucid dreaming right now? If the fear is minimal compared to the power that you feel. Because whatever happens, as long as you know this is just a dream, and you continuously remind yourself that it's a dream, and you bring yourself into the awareness that this is a dream, whatever you've created, whatever happened, whatever is happening, whatever has appeared, you can take your power back. All of your energy can return back to you. Okay? So, step 1, awaken in the dream. Step 2, you have to, on a more consistent basis, become conscious of, we're going to say your thoughts and your feelings, but we're actually going to just talk about feelings. And I made a reel about this last week. Feeling how you want to feel, because what most people do is they try to they approach, like when they get into law of attraction or manifestation, it's like, I'm going to shift every single thought. And what you'll find is that will actually drive you crazy. Okay? Trying to go into your mind and go, okay, that's a negative thought, let's make it a positive thought. Or, or what people do is they're experiencing psychic attacks and these negative thought loops, and the momentum is building, and then pretty soon you're like, "Eh, these thoughts are so bad, they're so negative." But what are you doing? You're judging the thoughts, and so now they have power over you. Whatever you judge has power over you. I want you to remember that. Okay? Whatever you judge has power over you, because you're going, you are this or you are that. And so now that thing, whatever it is, has nothing nothing else to do but to become that, but to be that, because you're the dreamer. So you fuel the existence of the very thing that you judge. So when we go, well, that's a negative thought, that was a bad thought, and then we feel bad about it. So now there's like this other background energy on top of experiencing the negative thought. We're judging the thought, we're judging ourselves, and it just becomes this inescapable hellhole, right? We're creating this hellscape of a reality that we live in, where we're afraid of our thoughts. Our thoughts have power over us. So instead, what we want to do is focus on how we feel. Okay. And I hear the angel saying, this is your greatest protection against psychic attacks. We were talking about the beings who hack the dream field, right? What do they do in the field? They send, they amplify the thoughts that you're thinking, the vibration that you're in. When you relate to whatever is happening right now differently, and you shift your feeling state, and you choose to feel how you want to feel regardless of what's happening, because I know people will ask, well, how do I do that? Or this, it's a dream. When I know it's just a dream and it's just a game, I'm not attached to what's happening. This is where where your willpower comes in. And this is the very reason that your soul chose to dream itself into this particular consciousness bubble, because you knew that it would require willpower, right? If it was easy, you would be dreaming something else. You wanted to have this dream where you're constantly I'm hearing you're on this there's this fine line between the positive dream state and the nightmare. It's like the nightmare is always around the corner. That's the thrill for the soul. But when you don't remember that, it is a hellhole. It is a hellscape. Okay. So hacking your feeling state. This is the thing about shifting your feeling. When you shift your feeling about something, you will automatically shift your thoughts, because the thoughts themselves are really the frequencies that create consciousness. So if I instead of trying to pinpoint all these different thoughts and get a hold of these thoughts, I can just change the way that I feel. You can choose to laugh. You can choose to laugh at whatever's I mean, that's my personal way of dealing with the matrix, Crazy shit happens. You just have to let, wow, that is a trip. Right? What did Machine Gun Kelly's dad say as his soul was leaving his body, as he was awakening to the infinite dream, leaving this dream, awakening to the infinite dream, and he goes, what a trip. What a trip that was. Because, okay, this is important for us to talk about. There's always going to be something nagging at you. This is why this is a mastery skill that you must adopt, that you must spend time on. There's always going to be something tugging at your consciousness. And what I mean is, one area in your life can be perfect, beautiful, magnificent, brilliant. What is your ego going to do? Oh, but this part sucks, or this part is not perfect yet, or this aspect of my life, this relationship with this person, or this scenario, or this, that's always going to exist in this particular dream, this particular dream field that is the human existence. It's always going to be there. Remember, that's the point. It's the contrast, it's the duality. It's what actually makes the soul grow and expand, to always have that choice, that option. Go this way, go that way. Okay? So when we accept that that's always going to be there, and we stop judging experiences as good or bad, and we detach from the idea that what's happening is real, we enter the 0 point, neutrality. This is all about getting you to access a point of neutrality. When you access the point of neutrality, guess what happens? Infinite parallel possibilities within the dream field begin to become available to you. They're always there. And technically, they are available. Okay, we'll switch that to accessible to you. They're always available, but are they accessible? They only become accessible through you neutralizing your point of attraction. Okay. So, if you want to make this more interactive for yourself and really anchor this into your consciousness, I would get out a sheet of paper right now, or maybe just your phone, open up your notes. What are the areas of your life that are triggering as fuck right now? What's triggering? Like, let's get real. What's triggering? Usually a relationship. I love how Source, the angelic realm, and then I have some Arcturian beings here. I love how they just think everything's so funny. But for us, like, we're in it, right? We're in the dream and we're like, that's actually not that funny, right? That's why I'm laughing. Because it's usually a relationship. It's usually has something to do with your soul purpose. It's usually something to do with your abundance and well-being, your finances, right? This stuff it's like it's really got you shook, right? A job, somebody says, it's got you rattled. Write these things down. What is most triggering in my life right now? And I want you to understand that those are all of the ways that you are currently being infiltrated. Period. You see, these other beings who have awakened to a certain degree and understand the dream field, understand how to get you to dream a dream that you don't want to dream, aka a nightmare. They go, oh, there's your blind spot, there's your weakness. They haven't realized that that's just a dream, a theme that they've created in their dream. Let's amplify it. Let's irritate it. Let's really get them to believe that that is a solidified real reality. And this is what they do with collective themes like the election and, all these ideas that we subscribe to. Get us to believe that they are an actual reality. Because when enough souls have forgotten that they're in a dream state, they continue to create the dreams that they don't want. So these are the things that are triggering you. These are how frequency, energies, entities, whatever we want to call them, are infiltrating you. In you knowing that, what's going to happen is we're like dialing this in as a code. Okay, really quickly, I just have some light language coming in here to just kind of, before we shift into this next piece, anchor this in as a new program. So every time that negative emotion, that feeling, that fear, that frustration comes up, you're very aware of how energies are manipulating you, but also prompting you to stay in that state of being. Okay, it's just an awareness. It, and by the way, this is not about being afraid or being fear. This is just the reality. Okay, within this collective consciousness dream field, we have beings who support high vibrational experiences, and we have beings who support low vibrational experiences. That's just what it is. I know some people in the spiritual community don't like to talk about negativity and entities and shadows. And listen, you have to, because it's a part of the experience. When you acknowledge it, you empower yourself. Like, I'm not afraid of entities or demons or whatever, because they hate to see me coming, because I understand how the game works. Okay? So, um when you're aware that that's happening, this is what's going to happen. Negative thought comes in, same emotional reaction that you've been giving for what, probably years, to the same scenarios, situations, patterns, and you go, "Oh wait, who's sending this thought? Who's amplifying this thought? Who's even feeling this feeling? Is this energy from me, or is this energy that I'm absorbing from the field? Have I become a vibrational match to other people, beings, energies in the field that are projecting that frequency, and I'm absorbing it because right now this is my wavelength?" Everything is a wavelength. This is how it works. When you are in a high vibrational state of being, okay, I want you to see how it's being illustrated to me is layers and pillars. Okay, we'll just say at the bottom we have low vibrational thought bandwidth. So when I'm in that frequency, when I'm matching that frequency, what happens? I'm a vibrational match to all of the thoughts. This is good, that have ever been thought, that are on that frequency, that have ever been thought. If I'm in a low vibration, I attract low vibrational thoughts. Now, what happens when you skyrocket up? You work up the emotional scale. I'm in a high vibrational frequency right now. I have access to all of the high vibrating thoughts that have ever been thought, because thoughts are consciousness. So, this is why we're saying we don't try to control the thoughts, because the thoughts are just a byproduct of which pillar of energy consciousness we are a frequency match to. Instead, we shift the way we feel. How do we're reverse engineering for it? Reverse engineering it for you, because we've said a lot. How do I shift the way I feel? Step 1, I'm in a dream. I have to acknowledge that. Step 2, I recognize that there are beings who know how to hack the dream field, and they want me to dream a particular dream, and they're probably amplifying a negative vibration that I'm projecting right now. Okay, step 3, I'm detaching from what appears to be real. Let's reemphasize. When you become awake and lucid in a dream, what's the first thing that happens? The fear leaves you, because you regain control. You go, "Oh, wait, this is just a dream. Why was it so terrified?" You regain power. So every time, and you're going to hopefully practice this. Thank you, Shell, for reminding me about the light language. um, every time you, every time you re-emphasize to yourself, every time you confirm to yourself that this is just a dream, and you become more awake in the dream, all of the other infiltrative powers, you vibrate out of co-creation with them. Okay, so yes, light language to solidify all of this. Yatroa shotrie kiatia sata satraya shalora naki ayamyata yakiata esate shutoro toti kikiti shititiri siti shitu ruki shikitri shutru riki isar kete se kakayarkia myasata shuri kialetia satria shikiamyatia kya yora kana satrana aratara kia orkiana sata yoshor kiele istria. We're like loosening. I'm just seeing as loosening the grip that the matrix reality has on you. You see, this is what happens when we're first born. We're very aware, um that this is a dream, right? If you observe children, this is why they make believe. This is why they're so playful. This is why they dress up and they do, they want to do all these different things. They believe in fairy tales and they want to act and they want to sing and they want to dance and it's just like one make believe experience because they remember that it's a dream. It feels like a dream to them. If you go into your own memory, you may recall some of your earliest memories of what you can remember. You felt like you were in a dream. Like when I think about my childhood and I get visions of me like on the street that I grew up on or things like that, I remember that at that point reality had a dream-like feeling, like it didn't really feel real. And then as you become older, you become an adult, and what happens is you start losing yourself in the dream. It's like losing yourself in a trip. If anyone here has ever had a psychedelic trip experience, that's why we call them trips, because you go on this trip through consciousness. You may reach a point where you feel like you're never coming back to this reality. And that's because you're so far gone. You're in it. You're just gone. But what happens in this dream is we become so attached to the identity. This is who I am. This is how much money I make. This is the family background that I've come from. This is what I have access to. And the more that becomes real to us, the more we buy into the fact that that may be inescapable to us, or we start believing that it's inescapable, it becomes fixed. We've totally lost ourselves in the dream. We've completely lost ourselves. So the purpose of an ego death is that it's an opportunity to remember that you were just in a dream. Okay. I'm just seeing if there was any more light language on that. Okay, no, good. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. The next topic we want to talk about is depression. Source has been in my ear about this all week. Like, you got to talk about depression. You got to get on. We got to talk about depression. Okay. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I'm just gonna get caught up with I'm gonna get caught up with some YouTube comments, some Instagram comments, see what we got in here. Okay. I have backed out of consciousness. Wait, I lost it. Okay, I have 3 great entities around me and I see them sometimes, not sure how to get rid of them. I've tried. Interesting. So, okay, in the galactic landscape, there are many beings who are interested in your dream. Why are they interested in your dream? Because in their dream, different themes or concepts are not available. Okay? They're not available. So you even have some galactic energies that can try to attach onto you, and your soul contractually may or may not allow this to happen. Usually it's allowed to happen. It's being allowed to happen for a certain reason, but these energies can attach onto you so they can experience your dream through your eyes. So they can experience the earth existence, the human existence through the lens and the frequency of your consciousness as a human with human characteristics. So you're seeing 3 great beings. What I want you to do is, I just feel some fear energy around this. Take your power back. I want you to ask, why are you here? And then based on what you feel into, I want you to decide if they can stay or not. Okay. Now, this is really juicy. There's so many layers of the dream. They're dreaming you and you're dreaming them. Kick them out of your dream. I don't want to co-dream with you anymore. Kick them out. You have the power to do that. We all have the power to do that. Okay. My marriage feels unnatural since awakening. I dream of soul bond relationships, but the visual person is always different. So right now, Susan, thank you for your comment. Right now, this is what's coming through for you. the visual of a person, right? Let's just say a person that will sweep you off your feet. A visual of this person does not exist because I mean, you could have a vision of this or a premonition or something like that, but what we mean is it's actually irrelevant because there are different options available, and your soul may be you may be rewriting the script, determining the highest possible match in the new timeline that you seek to be in. And so your marriage feeling unnatural, or anybody's marriage or relationship beginning to feel not as exciting. What can start to happen is you can start to get glimpses first in the form of the feeling, right? Which is you're thinking about something else. You're thinking about the possibility of a new relationship. You're thinking about, is this the best relationship for me? Am I really happy? Is there something else? Is there more intimacy available for me? Is there more love available to me? I want to feel this way. So you're getting glimpses of the feeling. You may get glimpses of the person, maybe, but we don't want you to be attached to that. Okay, because again, we're collapsing and shifting through billions of timelines per millisecond, really. And so with that psychic antenna, you could see this, you could see that. It really doesn't matter. But um I want to relate this to the theme of depression we were going to talk about. Depression is you're no longer excited about the dream. That's what depression is. Depression is I have fully submitted to the idea that whatever reality I'm experiencing is it for me. This is it for me. And because you've submitted to that idea that you think this reality is it, that reality that you've created from your own consciousness is it for you, you've lost hope, right? I think somebody mentioned something about being bored or life is boring. You're no longer excited. Why do children have so much fun doing simple things? Because they're excited. Because reality feels like a playground of infinite possibility. They're still excited to be in the dream. Oh, this could happen. That could happen. I could go here. I could go there. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, everything's new. If you're in the same routine, in the same monotony, day in, day out, you go to the same job, you complain about the same problems, you interact with the same people that don't even inspire you, you're not inspired. So we want to help you snap out of it. Life is so beautiful. We want to remind you of that, dear ones. We want to remind you that in an instant, a new possibility can present itself, can reveal itself, can show up on your path, is knocking at your door. In fact, we are always knocking at your door, trying to get you to dream a new dream, to remember how to dream, to remember that something new is always right around the corner. If you could just believe that for a second, that something new is right around the corner. We promise, it is our promise to you that you will start working up the emotional scale, working up the vibrational scale. You will feel different. You will vibrate different. And then something else can come into your field of awareness. You are not stuck. You are just regenerating the same reality on autopilot. Let's snap out of it. If you could get yourself into a state of excitement that, okay, this is what we want you to do as a practical exercise. If you do this for 21 days, every day in the morning, you consciously put yourself in a state of excitement where you go, anything could happen today. Anything could happen today. You will set that as a expectation. You will become a vibrational match to something new. Because many of you who are experiencing depression right now, or any form of feeling stuck in a reality that you really don't like, aka a nightmare, um what's happening is that every day when you wake up, you just keep reconsenting. You just keep agreeing that the same thing is happening. You have to break that energy up. So it's like I keep seeing this fishing pole in my third eye, and it's like they're like, we're trying to like throw you a life-saving kind of like line, a line of support, a lifeline. We're throwing you a lifeline right now. We all need life. I've needed several lifelines in this freaking reality. And ask your angels, ask your guides. I really need a lifeline right now. I'm exhausted. I'm depleted. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted of the same thing. Show me something different. Show me that things can be different. And you wake up in the morning and you go, you know what? I'm not agreeing to this anymore. I don't like living this. Now we want to give you a heads up. The energies we've been talking about who manipulate the dream field and get people to dream things that they no longer want to dream. Okay. Soon as you start awakening and you start trying to take control of your reality, they're going to try to amplify the negative thoughts. This is why it's hard. Because when you think the same thoughts and you feel the same way for so long, and these energies have been feeding off of you and getting you to fuel this thing, when you try to switch, they go, "What? Who do you think you are? We've had you under wraps for so long, and you think you're gonna exit the this collective dream bubble that you've been unconsciously giving your energy to? Absolutely not. And they're gonna double down on everything that you've been believing. We need you to have enough. This is what willpower is. We've been talking about a lot about willpower today. We need you to want to feel good, to experience abundance, and to access something different more than you give in to the power and the momentum of the thoughts that you've been thinking, because it's just a momentum. You do the same thing for so long. Of course, it's gonna be difficult. I want to relate this to something that I recently experienced with motherhood, becoming a mom. And whenever you shift into a new role or you have new responsibilities and it takes time for your brain literally to create new neural pathways to incorporate that with ease into your new routine or whatever it is, right? And so literally today I was breastfeeding and I was like, oh, this is so normal now. Whereas the first 2 weeks, I mean, it was like, this is really challenging for me to incorporate into my schedule, into my day. I don't know if I can do this. This is a lot to be someone's food supply. I was talking about this on my last live. Um, and what happens the more you do something, you give it time, you develop the new neural connections. And then it's like your brain just does it on autopilot. And then you look up one day and you're like, oh, this is no longer challenging, or there's no resistance, or there's no struggle. And it just works. It just fits into, how the flow of how things go. So saying this to say, don't give up. I promise. You have enough willpower, enough desire to experience something different in your life, new circumstances, new scenarios, new experiences. Stay on top of it. 21 or 30 days. You're going to look up one day and you will recognize, I'm now just doing this unconsciously. The whole goal is that you get to a point to where manifestation, or the idea of manifestation and creating your reality, it's not a series of exercises and processes. You're just doing it on autopilot. I rarely consciously try to manifest things anymore. Like, it's just not necessary. The only thing I have to do every single day is be in the highest possible vibration that I have access to. We're human. Sometimes we're not going to go straight to bliss, love, euphoria. Some days The best I can do is neutrality. And really, the state of neutrality we were talking about earlier, that's all it takes. If you can master just accessing neutrality, meaning I don't really feel bad, I don't necessarily feel good, but I just accept that this is a dream and I'm awake in it and things will change eventually. More neutral. That's the only state of being that you need to access on a consistent basis before things start shifting and changing. But when you get yourself in the highest possible frequency every single day, first thing in the morning, ideally, this is why we say meditate and then go into some gratitude. You stop consenting to whatever you created yesterday. Whatever I just created yesterday is completely irrelevant. So, what are you entertaining, right? We made that list of things that were really triggering for you right now. And with those triggers, what you will recognize is that they are consistent themes in your dream. Something you've consistently given power to, something you've consistently believed in as real. Okay. The depression sets in when we stop believing that something else is possible, accessible, and available. I want you to try new things. This is why it's so important to actively try new things, um, and be adventurous. Every single time you try something new or you do something new, you open yourself up to a new timeline. If I have the same boring routine and I do the same things every single day, the universe doesn't have much room to surprise me with something different, something unexpected. Switch it up. I've spoken on this in the past. Instead of taking the same boring route back home from work or to work, do something else. Now remember the neural pathways. You've been going that same way to work for so long. Your brain is gonna go, why are we doing that? Why? Because it's trying to keep you safe. Well, if I go this way to work, then maybe it takes longer, then I don't get okay, why are you rushing anyways? Like as long as you give yourself enough time to get there on time, why are you trying to hurry up and get there? Go the long way. When you go the long way, you might see a coffee shop or something you've never seen before, and then your whole being lights up. You go, oh my God, I can't believe that existed this whole time. And I've been living in this city all my life, or how many ever years you've been there. If you want to live an exciting life and you want to stop being depressed and bored, start doing different things. Switch it up for the sake of switching it up. You don't need a reason. It doesn't all see, this is how we're programmed. We're programmed for safety. It's like, well, if I do this way, then I'll be safe because it'll be comfortable and it'll be familiar and it'll give me that sense of security. Okay, but let's be honest, you're fucking bored out of your mind. That's why you're not excited about the dream anymore, which is depression. You're depressed. You don't enjoy being here. When in actuality, there's infinite possibility surrounding you at all times. When you really know that and you wake up with that on your mind, life is so amazing. Life is so expansive. Life is so exciting. You are so engaged and invigorated. You're like, I don't know what's going to come next. I don't know. Anything could literally happen. And that is the truth, that anything could literally happen. You just forgot because you've been playing it safe, because we're programmed for security. Now, why would we be programmed for security? Okay, relating this back to our contrasting friends who hack the dream field. Um, they want to sell to you that security or a false sense of security is the best way to approach reality. Now think about this. The more you do the same things, the more ways they can show up in your life to derail you, distract you, etc. The more you are dreaming and it's expansive and you're excited, they don't have access to your new timeline. They have access to your old timeline because of the frequency that you're in. So they want you to continue to do the same things that generate the same frequency and the same feeling and the same thoughts. So they still have access to you. When you start doing new things, you start going new places, you start putting yourself in a position to be around different people. And this is not about okay, money, because the angels are coming in and they're saying a lot of you think that to experience more excitement right now, you need more money. No, there are a lot of free, fun things that you can do. And just by putting yourself in the vibration, the frequency of doing that new thing, you will unlock pieces of your inner child that have been dormant. Go to a new park. Take a walk somewhere. This is free. 2 legs. You have 2 legs. Take a walk somewhere that you've never been. Now, what shows up in that environment? Okay, this is another reason why this is important. When you put yourself in new environments, you have less beliefs about those things. This is what we mean. Okay, I've been working at the same place for 20 years, okay? I have certain beliefs about this place because I've been there so long. It's likely going to be more difficult for me to shift how I experience that job because I've had so many experiences and this is just what I think is real and true versus shifting my energy enough to just get a whole new job altogether. You see what I mean? When you actively engage in new things, go new places, you unlock dormant parts of your inner child that are then excited, but also have less limiting beliefs and fear about what that new environment comes with. So then you will quantum leap into an alternate timeline because you're not blocking the shift. We are the ones that block the shift with the negative thoughts that we think. It's easy to think negative thoughts about something that you've been experiencing negatively, right? But if I go, okay, I'm going to go for a walk at a new park. I'm now in a new vibration that I don't have resistance to. So while it's just I'm walking in the park, I'm also shifting through so many parallel realities. Like this is literally how it works. You're shifting through so many parallel realities while you're on that walk. So then the universe goes, oh, we he or she is in this high vibration, even if it's for a split second. Let's try to squeeze this in. That's how it works. Let's try to squeeze in. Okay, they bump into somebody new that we've been trying to get them to meet for years now, but they were just never on the frequency to access the timeline. Stop playing it safe because you think that you're protecting yourself, which is what these beings want you to believe, but really you're blocking yourself. You're keeping yourself limited. You're keeping yourself small. I try to do one new thing every week. I'm a very adventurous person. Even if it's just, hey, I found this new cool hike. Let's just go on this hike. Or I've never been to this place. I want to go to this place. This is what keeps you alive, guys. This is what keeps things exciting. Okay. Let's get into some more questions. I started a Reiki business and I 100% feel I'm on the right path. However, I'm having an interesting time. I like that choice of wording. An interesting time gathering clients. Any advice? Okay, yes, amazing advice coming through. There are clients that you want to be a part of your dream, and there are clients who want you to be a part of their dream. What we mean by this is, you ever heard the saying, "What you want wants you"? For every single thing that you're wanting to create, attract, and experience, there is how would we say this? There is an energy on the other side that also wants the experience of you. Okay. So we're wanting you to shift from the idea that clients are limited, or why would they work with me? Or is this really available and possible? Whatever these if, ors, and buts are for you, let's just cancel that out. If you want to experience it, there are other players in the game, characters in this dream field that want what you want, meaning you want to help them using energy, teaching them about their vibration, shifting their point of attraction. You don't think there are beings, souls in this dream who would love to dream that solution into reality? When you know that, it's no longer about how, if, when. That's scarcity. Who, when, how, I don't know. It's I want to experience it, source. I know it's possible, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't want to experience it. It wouldn't even be in my realm of consciousness. I also know there's an energy on the other side that is also attracting me and wanting the same, the polarity of what I'm wanting. Not a negative polarity, but we mean they're wanting, you want to give something, they want to receive that. That's what we mean by that. Okay. When I know that, I don't entertain the scarcity of the clients who need what I want. And we can apply this to anything in life. When I want a new partner or a relationship and I go, gosh, I really would love a relationship that feels like this. There's someone else who's also dreaming you into being. They want to be with you. They want the feeling of you. They want the experience of you. They want the frequency of you. Okay? It's magnets. I want you to see this as okay, I'm getting a vision of a casino. And in a casino, there are different games or stations, right? Some people want to hit the slots. Some people want to play blackjack. Some people want to play roulette. Some people want to play craps, or like whatever the thing is. And people are gravitating to those specific games in the casino based on what excites them, based on, whatever gives them their joy or their excitement. Okay, now let's say that these different games that are available, let's relate that to the Matrix. There are different games available in the Matrix, different dream bubbles available within this collective dream field. And so the souls who want to be a part of these particular things, they just plug into it. So what we're really saying is, if you want to experience a thriving business, there are other souls plugged into that particular dream bubble who want to be your clients or have the experience of the work that you're going to do with them. It's like I'm dreaming myself right now, delivering this message within consciousness, and you're also dreaming me into your dream. You're allowing me to be a part of your dream. So we're co-creating the moment. There's no scarcity in that. There's no lack in that. There's no limitation in that. There's no there's just no limit. I really like that. Let's see. I have been applying to jobs continuously and have not been chosen. How do I shift from the feelings of lack in order to be chosen for a job? Love this, love this, love this. You want to be chosen. And let me see, who was this? Molly. You want to be chosen. I want you to choose yourself first. Because this is what you're doing with your energy. I hope they like me. I hope I'm good enough. I hope I'm qualified enough. I hope I have enough credentials. What if I don't? What if somebody else is somebody better? Belief that I'm pinpointing in your field specifically, but so many other people are applying to this job too, and jobs are limited or jobs are scarce. Oh, and there's a recession. Why would they pick me? It's so competitive. That's not the frequency. If they chose me, they want me. I want you to practice knowing your worth and your value, meaning the job you're applying for. I want you to convince yourself, whatever jobs you're applying for, I want you to convince yourself that you are the perfect person for that job. Any job you're applying to. Convince yourself that they need you. They need your energy. Yeah, and someone says, or if you're too old for the job or something like that. There's so many things that we believe. We believe them because we haven't been awakened within the dream. When you convince yourself that you are perfect for the job, okay, we're going to go really quantum right now. There's a version of you where you are not a vibrational match to the job. There's a version of you who is a vibrational match to the job. There's a version of reality where you get the job and they want you. There's a version of reality where someone else gets the job. And by the way, these are happening simultaneously. So, collapsing the idea that other people are competing for the job and become the center of your own universe. I want a job, this particular job, or one that feels like this. And in my universe, I will be the one that gets it. No one else exists in my universe. This sounds crazy, but this is how the quantum field works, okay? Um because you're at a tug of war right now. It's like, well, other people will have applied, so what if they get it? What if you just stop entertaining that and you go, my reality, I'm going to get the job that I want. I'm going to get the job that is the highest vibrational match to me in my reality, in my dream, because this is my dream. You stop entertaining scarcity. You stop acting as a linear being and you start existing as a quantum being. This is how I approach things in my life. I don't see myself as being in competition with other people, or I just vibrate on the frequency of the things that I would love to experience and know that they are for me unconditionally. They are for me. No one can take them from me. No one can infiltrate them. No one can get them over me, right? Nope. I will quantum shift to the timeline where I get exactly what I want every single time. That should be your attitude. Now, think about the confidence that someone's vibrating who operates in that energy. That is what magnetizes every um, opportunity, form of success to them. It's that they're confident. They're either confident about what they can bring to the table or they're confident that they can create something. And so all these other players in the game are attracted to that confidence. So I hope that helps you. I've been back and forth between going down the path of 100% entrepreneurship and working for an employer. Currently unemployed. I'm currently unemployed. What advice do you have on decision making? You know, a lot of people are in this state where they're in between entrepreneurship and a job and questioning like what's the right thing to do, or they want to be in entrepreneurship but they have a job, or they're in entrepreneurship already but they feel like they might need to get a job because things have, revenue isn't flowing. What's coming through here related to the dream field is whatever you decide can be a beautiful dream. If you're doing a combination of the two things, it can be a beautiful dream because there's no lack. If you want to be in entrepreneurship, that can be a beautiful dream. If you want to work um in a corporate, have a career, build a career, do something, that could be a beautiful dream. Stop competing. Stop making these ideas compete with each other. There's no wrong or right. There's simply, what do I desire to experience within my dream? And if we strip it down, meaning we remove the label of a specific thing, what you want to experience is abundance, success, and joy. That's what you want. Can you experience abundance, success, and joy working for an employer? 1000%. Can you experience joy, success, and abundance working for yourself? 1000%. Can you experience those things by doing a combination of both? When you put these things against each other, um, you are creating scarcity and limitation that literally does not have to exist. The universe goes, oh, we can choose to play that game, or we can play that game. We can play a combination of the games. Like, whatever you want to do, we just want to do it with you. And it can be fun and exciting and expansive. There are so many careers that are expansive and fun and exciting. And I think because we've had this wave of entrepreneurship over the last 10 years, it's like people feel this weird pressure to have a business. Like, dude, if you don't want a business, don't have a business. Like, if I didn't have a business, I would love to do I'd probably, I mean, if I wasn't still in finance, I would love to work for like Google or Tesla, or be in robotics or do something crazy like that. Um, there's so many things you can do with your energy. Like, why be in a framework or a mindset of limitation? Like, it has to be this or that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be that. This is what's coming through. Source just wants to have fun and just wants you to have fun. And when you make it about having fun more than anything else, you stop relating to your reality in a either or manner, because this person mentioned the concept of making a decision, right? The frequency, I've got to make a decision. No, you don't. How about you just do what feels good, see what happens, and then the energy will actually decide for you, or make it clear to you what you actually want. Maybe you don't really know what you want right now, and you need to play around in the possibility. It's like we have been so programmed to not play in the possibility, not just try it and see what happens. See what it reveals to you. See what it clarifies for you. We don't always need to have a concrete answer. Life is not about that. Life is about exploring the possibilities and then allowing those possibilities to help you come to new conclusions. Okay. Can you please address procrastination? Procrastination is simply the energy is not, um, there's not enough energetic momentum behind something. And that could be for various reasons. So let's say we'll use business as a theme, since we're kind of already on that topic. Let's say you've been thinking about a business. I want to start a business. I really want to do this. But it's like, sometimes you get a burst of energy, you work on it or whatever. And then sometimes it's like there's no momentum. It's like, ugh. And your brain is telling you, but you need to push through it. You need to do it, or you need to do. The energy isn't showing up to support you because something isn't quite aligned. Something's not aligned. And this is very based on individual scenarios, but something's not aligned yet. So the best thing you can do is stop beating yourself up that you don't have the energy to do something. Because what will happen is you'll allow your ego, your mind to trick you into believing, well, you have to do this. And then you'll do it, but it won't really produce anything. Waste of time. It's better. Okay, let's stop calling it procrastination. I'm hearing, right? Words are vibrations, frequencies that create reality. Let's not call it procrastination. Let's call it culmination. It's in a state of becoming. Hmm. I'm not really feeling in the mood to work on this at this particular moment. So I know that the pieces of the puzzle are still being attracted to me. And I know that at the right time, in the right moment, I'll have the energy to do the thing I need to do. Doesn't that feel better than judging yourself as a procrastinator? For this particular person, I just feel an energy of judgment around you. Okay, so we just want to push that out of your field. It's in a state of becoming, it's culminating, it's attracting, it's building momentum, it's magnetizing the people, the resources, the ideas that I need to then know what to do. So you see how so many times we will try to do things before the energy is actually in place, and then we wonder why it falls flat, flat line, no life, no energy, going absolutely nowhere. Okay. Um, and this is also about fear, not being in fear. You see, when as humans, when we kind of feel that I don't want to call it stagnancy, that 0 point, okay, that 0 point place of it's not quite moving, and we get afraid because we go, oh my, it's not happening. What if it never happens? What if it doesn't expand? Don't do that. Sit in the becoming. This is where you want to play in that energy of excitement. Get excited about the fact that it is expanding. Okay. I've changed a lot, and my parents keep trying to get me back to a linear version as opposed to my quantum version. Okay. This is what we have to say about this. Are you not dreaming that version of your parents that you are experiencing as doing that? You're creating that version of your parents. You're creating how you're relating to your parents. Because no one can truly get you to vibrate differently than you choose to vibrate. Now this is what's really happening here. You still care about what they think. That's the vibrational undertone that I see for you. You still you place a significant emphasis on how they feel about what you're doing in your life. And because you place this significance on how they feel about what you're doing in your life, you allow their thoughts, their opinion of you, um, to challenge what you have identified as true for yourself. It feels like you've come into spirituality, right? You've come into some new concepts that challenge the way that you were brought up, the way that you were raised, what you've identified that you would like to manifest for yourself, right? You see it as being possible. They don't see it as being possible. But because you want to please them and a part of you still wants their validation, and that's okay. We all, to a degree, will always want that, particularly from our parents. Um, because there's this part of you that still wants that, this is what derails you from fully embracing your quantum nature with confidence. Okay, what I'm also seeing in your field is, okay, well, what if I believe this and it doesn't happen and then they're right? That is a very deep subconscious fear of yours, is that um you will you will prove them right, essentially. I hope that makes sense. So you want to work on that. You want to work on loosening their opinion of you, the grip of their opinion on you. Okay? That is the advice we have. I graduated from law school and I don't know how to twist it with spirituality. We're going to make this very simple and practical for you, Daria. Work on the things that excite you most, because that is what your soul is here to experience, expand, and contribute to. You see, the idea here is that you're doing something that's not spiritual. That's never true. Everything by nature is spiritual. Remember, we're living in a dream. How could everything not be spiritual? This is all just holographic consciousness in motion. Every single thing that you will ever do, be, have, and experience is spiritual. So you're making it, you're creating conflict for yourself because um your mind is telling you practicing law is not spiritual. And your guides go, you got like a council of guides here, and they're like, that makes absolutely no sense. You know how many things you can influence in this collective dream field, in this matrix, through the theme of practicing law? Work on the things that excite you. This could be the cases that you work on. I don't know if you want to go into private practice and maybe you have a particular niche. Remember what we just spoke about. Whatever you desire, there are other souls who desire the same thing. So if there's a particular niche or theme within law that you want to be a part of, there are other colleagues, clients, etc., in that universe, in that world, who are also interested in that same theme, that same topic. I'm getting there's something with you and women. I don't know if you want to help women who are incarcerated or you want to help women um with like I'm getting like children related type thing. There's something with you and women that you're, as a light worker, that you're here to do in that space through the theme of law. Okay. So you see, it's deeply spiritual. Now, what happens when you go, oh, this is a part of my soul purpose, and it does incorporate spirituality? Now you've entered the frequency where the universe can begin revealing to you the possibility of the unique combination of what you are here to do and experience. Okay. Um love that. I started a new business because my heart felt like it's so bad. Now I'm in the unknown about paying my bills for the next few months. How can I solve that? Can you pray for me? Absolutely. We can always pray for each other and send each other love and light. I'm just going to outsource my being to you, outsource some energy to you. It's okay, Laura, if you have to get a job temporarily. Don't allow that to, what your ego is going to say is that's a failure and that's a setback. I don't know if you have a job right now or if you've been contemplating getting one to support your entrepreneurial endeavors. The truth is, there have been some misalignments with your business. And when we say misalignments, um the true purpose is still being clarified to you, and the belief. You see, our business is very vibrational. It's going to show you what you believe. And it's okay that you might have limiting beliefs about a business right now. Be aware of that. See that. And you go, you know what? It's totally okay for me to have a job, solidify some income, because guess what? For most people, you can more so believe that a job is going to what? Help you pay your bills. That's what you believe. That's where your beliefs are. Um and because you believe that, it would be better for you to work around that belief than to try to convince yourself that you believe something else, right? That you believe that this business is going to take off in the next month to pay your bills. You see, your bills are like an immediate need that it needs to be met. And so it's unlikely that you would, and it's not impossible, right? I'm just reading the energy right now. It's more unlikely that you would access a frequency that would shift the business timeline soon enough to pay your bills. Why? Because there's more emphasis on the fear of not being able to pay your bills. So what do we do in this instant? We go, okay, I have a lot of fear. This is just where my belief is right now. I can see that. It's very empowering to just simply say, I can see that. I can see that. So I'm going to do the thing that I believe would support me because I believe that it will support me. Reality will show me that I will be supported. Get the job while simultaneously knowing that that is temporary. It's okay to know that that's temporary. Um, our ego gets wrapped up into labeling things as a failure, as just relating to it as a negative experience. When really, you could get a job that you actually really enjoy. You can get a job that you enjoy. And so in that way, it's what we were talking about. You can be playing the I have a job game while I'm building a business game and expanding my consciousness to be able to hold the reality of a successful business. And the only thing you experience is support from the universe. They're not clashing, they're not competing. You are simply supported. Allow yourself to be supported. Stop fighting against what your soul is already telling you need to do. Okay? So, this has been so juicy today. We're going to wrap up, but I just want to recap the dream field. Okay? Your soul is dreaming right now, dreaming that you are a human, dreaming that you are this person that you are. Our goal is to become more lucid in the dream. One by one, when each of us begin to become more and more lucid within the dream, we change the collective dream field, meaning the collective reality that we experience as a human consciousness. And we simultaneously vibrate out of the timelines where certain beings are hacking our dream field and hacking our dreams and getting us to dream things that we don't want to dream, aka create nightmares. Okay. So that is our transmission today. Love beings, light beings. You are so expansive. You are so powerful, and everything is available to you. Everything is available. However, it has not always been accessible. And today was about making a new reality accessible. Much love and light, family.